welcome back to another breathtaking episode of NH Unscripted, where we are just an old shanty in old shanty town. Dug deep for that one. I am your Mills Brothers-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the not-so-overly ostentatious digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. You know the routine. I got my Nehru jacket on, my paisley bell-bottoms, and my platform shoes. You break out your Sony Walkmans, what is the plural? I can never say Worcestershire. Anyway, put on those crappy headsets they give out with those things, and turn your radios over to 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful folks down in Manchester. Ooh, we love them so much. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. That's where all the cool kids are hanging out lately. I'll tell you a little bit more about what's going on out there. I need to take a moment and thank my sponsor, Lakes Region Fence. They are up in Guilford. They do tremendous work. I mean tremendous work. You know, take a look at the calendar. It's getting kind of cold out there. If you're even thinking of ditching that piece of junk you got around your property, you might want to go out there to lrfence.com. lrfence.com. They got reams and reams and reams and reams and reams of photos out there that you can select from, take a look at, show all your neighbors. You'll be the talk of the cul-de-sac. They also have a button where you can get a free estimate. Matt will get back to you and set up an appointment. I'm telling you, we got 3 months left till this year's over. Hard to believe that. But anyway, lrfence.com. Matt, we appreciate you guys, Lakes Region Fence, so much for all you've done for us. Now, we are attempting the second interview about the New Hampshire Film Festival that is about to take place in Portsmouth in October. And therefore, we've pulled out the big dogs. With me right now via phone is Ian McCarthy. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. Had my coffee. I'm fired up today. So, Ian, you are listed as the New Hampshire Film Festival lead programmer. Is that true?
That is true, yeah.
Could you give us a little bit of a definition of what that required of you and how you fit into that?
Absolutely. So our festival is October 17th through 20th, but we start planning way, way, way in advance. We open submissions for filmmakers to send us their films, and I lead the team that reviews all the submissions and comes up with the final program. And then I also have to schedule all the films and make sure that all the filmmakers send in all their films for exhibition. So a lot on my plate, and we just announced our lineup about a month ago, and we are gearing up for the tail end of it.
Yeah. So that's a lot of heavy lifting. Can you give us the URL where people can go and find a lot of the information we're going to talk about today?
Absolutely. So it's nhfilmfestival.com. And right when you get to the homepage, there should be a way to browse the lineup, buy tickets. We have all kinds of passes this year, and all the films are right in downtown Portsmouth, so we make it easy for you.
Yeah. I have it pulled up on my screen here. Before we go too far, if you wouldn't mind, I want to read the part of the press release that went out concerning your job. NHFF lead programmer Ian McCarthy says, quote, "From the electrifying La Cocina, a black and white tragic comedy set in a Times Square restaurant featuring an unexpected turn from Rooney Mara, to Mistress Dispeller, a Chinese documentary following a woman hired to break up an extramarital affairs, our 2024 lineup is more vibrant and audacious than ever." Sir, for how many films actually get submitted?
Oh, thousands. I don't think we announced the actual number, but the acceptance rate is incredibly low. So we really love every film selected for the program, and we really believe in it.
So do you have a team that works with you to adjudicate these and decide what goes on?
I do. I work closely with the Music Hall Cinema curator, Mark Pruitt. And then we have a team of volunteers who go through the submissions with us. And we try to get as many eyes on each film as possible. And as we weed through them to come up with the final list. But I'm doing most of the heavy lifting and combing through everything because I want to make sure that nothing gets left behind and that we have the best program of what we come up with.
So let's get into some deets here, as the young kids would say. When do you start actually looking, when are submissions open, and when do you start culling through those?
So it varies festival to festival when they want to open submissions. I think we opened in March this last year. But some festivals open immediately after the festival closes. So it's been a long time at this point. And then our submissions closed on August 1st. So we have a pretty short runway between when the final deadline is and when we have to come up with the final program and start promoting this.
So how do you begin to sort? Because you have the different categories like narrative, you've got documentary, short films, you've got the New Hampshire films now, film based or related to New Hampshire. How do you begin to even cull those out and kind of sort them? You have a criteria for all that? I mean, obviously you do.
Yeah. So we have an internal rating system we use, based on whether the film is entertaining, whether it's well made, whether the acting's any good. And, we go through several rounds of combing through everything. And part of what's tricky about it is that, they're submitting up until the deadline. So there are films that have been in our minds since the submissions open that are up against films that submit the last day. It's a pretty difficult process, but we're happy with where things ended up.
That'd be really nerve-wracking, in my opinion. So did you personally focus on any one category? Or
No, I do it all. No. We do have a team, but I make sure that every section is populated with the best films possible.
So do you have to watch every film? Do you literally watch every one of them?
I largely do. There are some films that say, if 3 people on our screening committee tell me this movie is just not up to snuff, I may take a quick look at it and verify that our team is on the same wavelength that I would be. But I really am dedicating some serious hours into viewing all these films. It's pretty ridiculous.
You don't get out much. That's what I'm assuming.
No, trust me.
You eat a lot of popcorn sitting there watching all these films?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Dude, when you begin to see these, you mentioned something like there are films which I think you didn't quite use the term anticipate, but they're coming in or that you're looking forward to it being submitted. Are there some of those this year that you're really thinking are going to do really well that you're anxious for the attendees to see?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about Ethos. It's a baseball movie, and part of what's exciting about it, we're screening it on Thursday, October 7th at the Music Hall Historic Theater. October 17th, sorry. And it's directed by a filmmaker who's from New Hampshire. He lives in Los Angeles now. His name's Carson Lund. But Ethos was one of 2 American debuts to premiere at the Cannes Film Festival this year, and there are no stars in it. So it really had to stand up in terms of quality. The whole movie takes place over the course of a baseball game. It's all these local actors, and I believe that Carson is from Concord. Oh, no, Nashua. Sorry about that.
Okay.
But that movie I'm very eager to see because it's an unusual pace for a baseball movie. There aren't a lot of action scenes. Most of the actors are in their 40s and 50s and even 60s. and it's a community baseball team, and it's a lot of character conversation. There are about 20 leads, and they all have small parts, and it's a really unusual tone, and we're eager to see how people respond to it. I know I love it.
Oh, interesting. Ian, hang on. That's the happy music. We got to dance out to a break. You are listening to NH Unscripted. We are speaking with Ian McCarthy from the New Hampshire Film Festival. You are listening to us on 1450 AM or 103.9 FM in Concord or 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. Or, hey, maybe you went out to nhtalkradio.com, found the Listen Live button, and are listening there. We got a lot to talk about. We will be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, where the rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum. I am your Rod Stewart-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. Don't be snapping that towel at me, Jack. Anyway, you are listening to us either on 1450 AM or 103.9 FM in Concord, and for the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls in Manchester, 101.9 on the FM dial. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Yeah, duh, because we're cool. That's why. That's why we have a URL. Ian McCarthy is on the phone with me, and we are talking about the New Hampshire Film Festival that will be taking place in Portsmouth. Ian, could you give me the dates and the URL one more time, please?
Absolutely. It's October 17th through 20th in Portsmouth, New Hampshire at nhfilmfestival.com.
Ian, would you tell me a little bit about that first day, Thursday? Because it's a special day, isn't it?
It is. That's our New Hampshire Day.
Yes! Ding, ding, ding!
Yeah,
Sorry.
so this is something we've been doing for as long as I've been involved with the festival. I've been around since 2015. Our founding director, Nicole Gregg, came up with this. It is a day of cinema where every single film has some kind of New Hampshire connection. So whether the director's from New Hampshire, whether it's filmed in New Hampshire, whether it's a documentary about New Hampshire, every single title. We have, I think, 39 screening on Thursday, and nearly every film will have filmmakers in attendance. So it's kind of a celebration of all the great films made in the state, for the state, about the state.
And besides the, would you say EFIS? Was that how it was pronounced? EFIS?
Yeah.
Okay. Besides that one, Ian, could you please tell me, are there any, besides EFIS, are there any other New Hampshire films that you are particularly looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, there's one title I wanted to mention. It's called The Ride Ahead. It's directed by a father-son duo. It's a documentary. The filmmakers' names are Dan and Samuel Habib, and the subject of the film is Samuel, who uses a wheelchair, and it's about the way he lives his life and the struggles he faces and how he overcomes a pretty not standard living situation.
Is that it took place in New Hampshire?
They're from New Hampshire, actually, both Dan and Samuel. So they have been touring the film around the state, or they plan to after us. We made sure we got the premiere. But, yeah, they are New Hampshire born and bred. They've had films at the festival before, so we're really eager to have them back. Oh,
that's interesting in and of itself. There, for folks who don't know, that Thursday block, I just want to reiterate, is basically, it's very heavily weighted towards New Hampshire-ish, some kind of a link to New Hampshire. But it's only $30 for a pass. That's insane. They're $30? They go from 10 a.m. till I'm scrolling, till 10 p.m. or even later if you're going to the after party. $30? Dude, you guys are losing money on that one. I'll tell you. I don't know.
I know it's a steal, but we really want as many people to show up. We always get great attendance. New Hampshire folks, they show up for their own, and there's such a variety in what we showcase.
Yeah,
there are people who every year come just for New Hampshire Day.
Yeah, and I can see why. It is a steal. $30. I mean, that. Good grief! It costs that much to eat at McDonald's nowadays. Not that I would know that. Not that I would know that. The one of the other things as I look at that Thursday schedule is a lot of if not all, of those New Hampshire linked films take place right at the music hall. So you don't really have to even traverse the city of Portsmouth to see them.
That's right. We have two venues running on Thursday. It's the Music Hall Historic Theater and the Music Hall Lounge, which are basically right across from each other. So we make it especially easy that day.
Yeah. The other thing I kind of was looking at was I think people don't realize the importance of the Q&As that take place a lot of times after these.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of what I find most exciting about this is having filmmakers in attendance and having audiences be able to ask them questions about their films.
Yeah.
Especially as an independent filmmaker, it's not like it's easy to find a theater to screen your film. Festivals are the best and only option for most filmmakers. So filmmakers cherish coming to the New Hampshire Film Festival. We have great audiences, and every single shorts block has a Q&A this year, and then many of our features too.
I love the Q&As. And, it's funny you mentioned that these festivals are one of the only chances where they get to screen them. But look at the fight to get in. I asked you how many you had to sort through. You said there were thousands of submissions. So for these folks to even land their film in a block at Portsmouth is huge.
I know it's tough out there, but there are many festivals. We are just one.
You're so humble.
No, we're proud of the lineup we come up with, but always we think about the movies that almost made the cut, and people sometimes submit a film that doesn't make the cut. They submit another. And they end up becoming part of the New Hampshire Film Festival family.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit, since you're the lead programmer. What type of criteria do you look for? I imagine quality is a given, but are there other really sticking points for submissions for folks who don't understand the whole process? What do you really look for there?
So quality is a big one. That's in terms of the professionalism of the shooting, the quality of the acting. Sound is a big one. We're looking for films with some sense of ingenuity. For us, we get all kinds of short films and feature films that kind of go down easy, films that kind of have the sensibility of, say, a commercial or a PSA. And we don't like screening films like that. We want movies that make people think, ones that people will remember, and that will get people's minds going and wanting to talk about them. That's kind of our biggest criteria beyond any formal sensibility. We want original storytelling.
What would be the? I'm assuming you quantify some of this stuff. What could you say would be the largest reason why you don't accept a submission? I imagine a lot of people want to have that.
It really varies from film to film. Honestly, I would say sound quality. It's a boring answer, but it's something that many filmmakers don't necessarily think about ahead of time when they go into production, and it's one of the hardest things to clean up in post-production. So sound is number one in terms of just a disqualifying submission. The other would be cinematography. If it looks ugly, if it doesn't look like something we want to put on our screen, then it's hard to judge it on any other merit.
The press release also mentions a film called Bob Trevino Likes It.
That's right. I love that movie.
Wow.
Well, it's a very heartwarming movie. It stars Barbie Ferreira, who stars in Euphoria, and John Leguizamo. And Barbie plays a young woman who has a difficult relationship with her father, played by French Stewart, and she tries to find him on Facebook and accidentally friends a man with the same name, named Bob Trevino, played by John Leguizamo. They develop an unusual friendship, and it's kind of weird to befriend someone just because they have your father's name, and for him to befriend someone for no reason. But they kind of develop a strange, difficult bond that goes to some kind of unexpected places. We have it on Saturday night, the 19th, at the Music Hall Historic Theater, and we love it.
Yeah, actually, the quote in the press release said it had our programmers fighting back tears.
I know, guilty.
Hang on, everybody. We're putting a pin in it right there. Ian McCarthy from the New Hampshire Film Festival is thrilling us with information about what's taking place. You are listening to NH Unscripted. I am your host, Ray Dudley. Happy to be out of bed, as always. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM for Concord, 101.9 FM for the souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Ian and I will be right back. Back to NH Unscripted, where we are always looking for some red roses for a blue lady. I went there. Oh, yeah. I am your Wayne Newton-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Car 54 light digs of the WKXL studios deep in the heart of Concord, and we're proud to say it. You are likely listening to us on 1450 AM or 103.9 FM in Concord, or 101.9 FM for the beautiful, gorgeous souls down there in Manchester. We love you, folks. Or maybe you went out to the URL, nhtalkradio.com. Not going to tell you all that's going on out there just yet. We'll do that in the final block. With me, well, on the phone anyway, is Ian McCarthy from the New Hampshire Film Festival, and we are talking the films today. Ian, how many animated films would you say get submitted / accepted? I love those.
I know, me too. And, that number of submissions has gone up a lot because in 2021, we were named an Academy Award qualifying film festival for live-action shorts and animated shorts.
What? Would you say that again, please?
That the New Hampshire Film Festival right in Portsmouth, October 17th through 20th, is an Academy Award qualifying film festival. We're one of the only ones in New England. And, tickets are on sale now. I think we have about 8 animated films on the lineup this year. We are pretty selective with it. So the ones that make it, we really, really love.
So obviously, I can't think you would have the same sound issue for kind of sorting things out there. What's the criteria you would have for like an animated film? It can't be made like Gumby or something, or
I love Gumby. What are you talking about?
No, Davy and Goliath and Gumby. I love them all.
Yeah, crazy talk. No,
that's us living on the edge, Ian. You and me on the edge.
No, it is the quality of the animation. That's a big one. One of the tricky things that we run into is that we get a lot of submissions that kind of have that same Pixar 3D style, but aren't as refined as, say, Pixar. So it's kind of an awkward viewing experience. So, and it takes real budget to get that quality.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of stop motion, and we have a lot of hand-drawn films. that we consider.
Hand-drawn, really?
Oh, yeah. And it's there is no limit to what you can do with animation, and it also doesn't need to be for children. So we have a lot of fun going through those.
I want to take a moment and park on the issue of the passes. Are you up on all of the different kinds of passes? It's a crazy amount of them. Some of them are very, very rewarding if you buy one. Can you go over those? Are you willing to go over those?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Fire away, my friend.
Yeah. So this year we have more pass types than ever. We have day passes for that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which get you entrance into screenings across our venues on those days. We have our VIP pass that gets you priority entrance across all 4 days, as well as our festival pass, which is a 4-day pass. This year, we have introduced a platinum pass with all kinds of benefits you can read about on our site.
Yeah, benefits is right. You are not kidding.
Yeah. And then this year, we've introduced a New Hampshire resident pass. So it's a discounted pass for folks from New Hampshire. I believe that they're going to be checking IDs.
Oh. Huh. So that's a 4-day pass, or not to be confused with the Thursday pass?
Yeah, it's a 4-day pass specifically for New Hampshire residents. We also have a new Next Gen pass for younger folks. I believe it's 40 and under this year.
That's an interesting category, is it not? The younger filmmakers.
It is, and it's really great having younger folks at the fest. Partly because it's fun to get people excited about film at a younger age. I know we have a bunch of students planning on coming, as well as a pretty healthy number of student films featured at the festival.
Any that you are looking forward to that top your list? I know you don't want to play favorites with your children, but still.
No, I mean, there's so many. I mean, they're going to mean nothing to the viewers, but our listeners. But we have a film called Dad Swap I really love, about a man in his 20s who has a difficult relationship with his father, so he decides to replace him with his dad's best friend. It's kind of like a docu-comedy. It's ridiculous and so great. That's one I'm pretty excited about. We have a bunch of film from filmmakers at Columbia University this year. I think because our Academy Award qualifying film last year came from Columbia, we got more submissions from Columbia than ever, and we are reaping the rewards with so many great films.
Congratulations. I would love to be somebody sitting in on the Q&A for the youth block because, they're happy to be there. They're proud as buttons. And to hear them answer questions about where they got their thoughts from for their film or how they did it and all the trials and tribulations they may have had to go through to get that film done and submitted. To me, that would be eye-opening and really very thrilling to listen to.
Yeah, and listen, we don't have a quota on that, and we don't separate youth films from any other films. They're in with the rest, and they're evaluated on the exact same.
What? I did not know that.
Yes, we do not do. There are so many great student films made, and we want to hold them to the same standard as everything else made. So, it's
you
tough
guys
out there.
Are tough dogs out there.
I know.
My gosh.
But we have plenty, so,
Yeah, man, oh, man. Are you able to talk a little bit more about some of the other blocks that are in Ville? I mean, you've got stuff like growing the film industry in New Hampshire. You've even got one about stunts. Welcoming you into the world of stunts.
Oh, that one's going to be really cool. That's with Amy Green. She is a stunt coordinator and producer. She lives, I don't want to say where she lives, but she's local. And she and her husband, Chris Stinson, both worked on The Holdovers, which was a big movie last year with Paul Giamatti. And she's going to be doing a stunt workshop at the festival. It'll be at the press room right in Portsmouth. And I really am looking forward to hearing how that goes because we've never done something like that before.
That's going to be a hoot.
I know.
There's another blog called Working on Productions in New England. Is that going to give tips on ways to get your films done in New England or ways to finance your films? What's going on there?
I think both. I mean, one of the tricky things about filming in New Hampshire in particular is the tax credit, which New Hampshire doesn't currently have. So there's an extra hurdle of financially for filmmakers to shoot in New Hampshire. There's an active effort led by Amy and Chris, actually, along with many other people, to try to get one going. And I believe that's going to be touched on, as well as other topics about getting films made in New Hampshire in that panel.
So I love all of these. I was looking at some of the passes, and for folks who don't know or who maybe have an inkling, some of these passes give you some access to things which just a day pass probably won't do. I mean, like they get to go to the event with Alan Ruck, right? Or there's
That's
lunches
right.
or parties or some and things that. I mean, if you want to rub shoulders, there's some passes here that are loaded with things for people who just kind of want to, like me, be seen, you know. Are there any of these that I know that the platinum one is just crazy. You look at the things that are involved in that, and that's insane. But there are other ones, there are the VIP and the festival passes that still give you a lot, like breakfasts and lunches and dinners and the after parties, all of that.
Yeah, so we have every year on Sunday, so it'll be October 20th this year, we have our VIP brunch, which is for all the VIP pass holders. And what also should be noted is that all the filmmakers will be there too.
Hang on, Ian. Hang on. Oh, a cliffhanger. Woo.
I know.
Woo, I'm sweating it out right now. You are listening to Ray Dudley on NH Unscripted. Ian McCarthy from the New Hampshire Film Festival is on the line with us. You are listening to us on 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, or 101.9 FM for the souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. And yes, we are capitalists here. We got to take a break and make some money. I'll be right back with Ian. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. And hey, did you happen to see the most beautiful girl in the world? And if you did, was she crying? I am your Charlie Rich-like host, Ray Dudley. Yeah, they let me out of the home. You betcha, betcha, betcha. We are coming to you from the Hollywood Square-like digs of the WKXL studios, where I proudly take the center square, like my old friend Paul Lynn. No, he wasn't my friend. I just say that. Anyway, you are listening to us, hopefully, at 1450 AM, 103.9 FM for the souls in Concord, 101.9 FM for the beautiful folks in Manchester. God, we love you down there. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL where you can go and find archives of this tremendous show and all the other programs that take place here at WKXL. They're all archived out there, as well as there is a button where you can press and listen to things live. This show airs every Wednesday and Friday morning, proudly at 9 a.m. So if you're in your car, you know, scratch your head. There's an old guy I think I wanted to listen to. I gotta press that button. Anyway, Ian McCarthy is here, and he was talking about passes and all of the things that go with it out there. Ian, finish your thought, my friend.
Yeah, so we have all kinds of passes. You can go on nhfilmfestival.com to view all the different options, whether it's a day pass, whether it's a 4-day pass. We want you at the New Hampshire Film Festival. some of them get you access to our brunch. Some of them get you priority entrance to screenings. And some of our venues are a little smaller than others. So getting that priority entrance really helps.
Uh-huh. There's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, I'm looking at like one of these. It gives IV therapy discount. What in the world?
I know that, we're working with the music hall this year, and that's that music hall touch.
What's next? Flatbread pizza? I mean, Mike, well, I do see flatbread in here.
Yeah, that's our Thursday night party.
See? I called that right out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God. Thursday night, yep. New Hampshire Day. I want to put that out there one more time. October 17th is New Hampshire Film Festival Day. Yeah, get your pass for that. Ian, there was a film which you wanted to discuss, which we need to tenderly walk around for the FCC. But I know it was on your heart to talk about it. Why don't you take us through that?
It is, because I love it. It is the new movie directed by Marielle Heller. Whether you recognize her name, maybe you've seen A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with Tom Hanks, or Can You Ever Forgive Me with Melissa McCarthy. She's an incredible director, and her new movie stars Amy Adams. As you said, I can't say the title of it, but if you search Amy Adams' new movie, or if you browse our site, you'll be able to find it. And if you're wondering why we can't say the title of it, she turns into a dog, if it helps. So,
I see. Spoiler alert.
I know.
You might have wanted to lead with that, Ian.
It's in the log line.
Is that one screening any certain day, or is it like on several days?
Oh, no. We have it. It's right after our red carpet on Friday, October 18th. It's our big Friday spotlight film, and we are anticipating a great turnout because Amy Adams gives an incredible performance in it. You can watch the trailer now.
Where would they find that? Just out at the website? Where's the trailer?
We have it right on our website. You can, when you're trying to find the name of it, that's probably what's going to come up first. And the movie's a hoot and so moving.
Man, oh man. Will there be a talkback after that as well? Or is that it's just the film?
We're working on it. But we guarantee that the film on its own will satisfy everyone who attends. It is a wild ride, and it's a really tricky needle to thread. I don't know how they pulled it off.
When does that one screen? The Friday night at what time?
I believe 8, but I would go to nhfilmfestival.com to get the most accurate time.
Okay. How many people does the music hall seat?
I believe 895 is the number.
Ooh, I got the trailer right here. I'm not even going to say the name, but
I know.
That's a lot of people to be able to screen that film before. Before I forget, please give out the dates one more time and the URL, which you already gave out, but please do it again just so we can get it on.
Of course. So we're talking the New Hampshire Film Festival. The URL is nhfilmfestival.com. That's where you can buy your passes, explore the film, figure out what we're all about. And our dates are October 17th through 20th. Passes are on sale now, and hop to it because it takes a while to build your own schedule. We have so much happening at so many venues every day. So the more time you have to figure out what you want to see, what you want to attend, the better the experience it's going to be. And we'll have an app on the ground. So it makes it
you will?
Oh, yeah.
Is that Discord or just an app that you guys built?
We have a custom app that gets built every year, and it helps people add films to their agenda. You can even rate the films. We go all out.
Do they wait until they get there to download that app, or can you tell us how to get it right now?
It'll be on our website. I don't believe that it's downloadable just yet, but stay tuned at nhfilmfestival.com. Follow our socials. It's NHFF on Instagram. We will keep you updated, and it's a pretty incredible 4 days ahead. We are so excited.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, just your website is really well laid out. It's easy to traverse. It's easy to find things, and it's packed. Every page out there is packed with information, from the schedules to the events to the Well, didn't say much about the after parties, but I might have been to one or two in my past, but I'm leaving that there. Are there, these events are crazy, for all of the speakers that are going to be there, these opening night things are just insane. You've got things, are you, the afterlife? I know you pretty much, well, your strength is the films. But there are things that do take place afterwards. Are you comfortable talking about some of those events?
Oh, yeah. So following the screenings, on Thursday, October 17th, we'll have a little after party at Flatbread Pizza Company right by the Music Hall Historic Theater. Friday night and Saturday. Oh, well, Friday night is at a restaurant in town. Forgive me for forgetting the name right now, but you can view it right. Would that be the
Toscana Italian Trap House?
That's it. It's where we had it last year, and it's a very lively party. And again, we're expecting nearly all of the filmmakers to be there, so it makes it fun. A lot of out-of-towners ready to celebrate their movies.
Huh.
And then on Saturday, our party's actually on the Music Hall Historic Theater stage this year.
Wait, you're having a party on the stage?
We are. I am very eager to attend because I don't know how that's going to go. I think it'll be great. They've done parties there before. I warned them that we have a pretty rowdy crowd.
I'm shocked that you would have to warn them. Shocked.
No, I mean, it's they have all kinds going through there, so they can handle anything.
I guess. Man, you're not going to be jumping into the crowd, are you? Like off the stage and then like body surfing through the.
I think.
Are you liable to do anything, Ian? Are you?
No, I know. I'm very well behaved.
Wink, wink. Okay, I'll live with that. And now Sunday is an abbreviated day, right?
Oh, yeah. Films end a little sooner, but we have a pretty special ending to the festival this year.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be screening as a 40th anniversary the 1984 film Beverly Hills Cop, and part of what's cool about it is that we're going to have Judge Reinhold, who stars in the film, in attendance with an opening Q&A.
So, listen, if there's one thing I think people want to go to, I mean, besides all the other great stuff you already mentioned, but wouldn't it be cool to sit there and listen to that? A Q&A with Judge Reinhold?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, he's had such an interesting career, and this is obviously such a big part of it. So for him to be able to speak about his experience on set, his life with this film, he's been in several sequels, including one recently. We're really excited to have him at the festival.
And are you able to talk about Alan Ruck, his event, his Q&A, or his? Yeah,
appearance? So he's our inaugural featured speaker this year. He's going to be speaking at 4 p.m. on Friday, October 18th at the Music Hall Historic Theater stage, and it's a kind of a career retrospective.
Oh man, that would be so cool. He's such a phenomenal actor.
I know, Succession alone, but I'm obviously
You lit me on fire right there.
Mm-hmm.
Ian McCarthy from the New Hampshire Film Festival has been on the phone with us today. Ian, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everyone here appreciates it. Yes, sir. You have been listening to NH Unscripted. I am your host with the pajamas on, Ray Dudley. You have been listening to us at 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, or 101.9 FM in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Ian, give yours one more time.
NHFilmFestival.com, New Hampshire Film Festival.
Thank you, sir.